This past weekend, we got to see an overtime thriller as the Eagles and Bills matched up against each other. But is there something else that we got to look into really realistically? Those refs in Philly. Do we is that needs to be under investigation? These flags that have been thrown out. Is that something we need to look into? How y'all feel about this game?
It's being looked into. Got my best guys on it. But yeah, I don't know. The margin of like error for these calls are just like the calls versus the Eagles opponents have been like pretty egregious. Like all their opponents, they've gotten some really good calls. They've won a lot of close, like one score games. It reminds me of the Minnesota Vikings last year. Just winning all these games, they're really close. You just got some calls that go your way. That can't go on forever. That's all I'm gonna say. I think at some point it's got to stop. But we'll see what happens. I think maybe against the 49ers, maybe that'll change. But good for the Eagles. I mean, they still fight back. You still have to play, like if you get a call go your way, you still gotta play ball, and they've taken advantage of the opportunity. So I don't know. Maybe they're just that good.
At one point, the penalty disparity was 11-1. Um, on his podcast, Jason Kelsey was complaining about the offsides by one of the tackles for the Bills. But when you take a closer look, it actually was a false start by Jason Kelsey, and then they finally started calling him in the second half. So we have to start looking at the penalty disparities and what's going on in Philly, at least when they're playing home games. I mean, I know there was another stat. I mean, I don't want to make this like a homer situation, but like I mean, against the Cowboys in Philadelphia, there's 5 penalties in the third quarter, and Philadelphia scores 14 unanswered points in the third quarter. So you know, something's going on in Philadelphia, whether it be that the NFL wants to have another Kelsey Bowl or whatever it is. But we need to look in what's going on. So Trev, send your guys because something is not correct, and it seems that every team going up against Philadelphia is dealing with the same issues.
Yeah, we're getting to the bottom of this one. I'm gonna figure this one out.
Think refs just need to be held accountable. Simple as that. It goes across for every sport. Just need to be held accountable. They don't get fined or held accountable for anything. So, um, yeah, or fired. So it is really up to the league, but it seems like the league does what they do. That's all.
Yeah, you're right. I never seen a ref get fined or anything like that. We need to see something like that happen. We need to some accountability, as you said. That would be
I
nice.
mean, they haven't publicly gotten fined. I know they've gotten fines before for comments they've made to players that players disputed, referring to Chris Paul and Scott Foster, I think that was.
Barely, barely, barely.
He finally got it though.
Foster does whatever
Finally
he
got
wants
it.
to CP.
Yeah, yeah, he
Finally
Yeah,
got
but
does.
it.
I
Give
need
it to him.
I need to see it in the NFL.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. But we'll see what happens with that. But hopefully the 49ers take down the Eagles this coming week.